Outspoken, Cassius IFL TV, MTK Global. I think that cheer was for you, Dean.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Got a nice reception for me today. Wonderful crowd.
There we go. How you been?
I'm good, you know. Really good. Really
yeah.
Good.
You got Shakan Pitters out soon.
Yes, Shakan's fighting September the 14th on a Frank Warren bill for the
here?
English title. For the here.
Yeah.
You're cool. Yeah. So September the 14th, he's got a chance to win his first title, the English light heavyweight title, and yeah, I'm pretty happy that I pulled off that deal, got him the fight, and now he's in contention. He's going to fight for the belt, and then we move on from there. Not overlooking the kid he's fighting, but you know, Dexter Spellman is fighting, but we're not overlooking him. But I just feel, you know, Shakan's a good prospect. He's got power at that weight, and he's got a great boxing brain. So yeah, I believe he should be able to do the job quite convincingly.
I want to talk to you about what happened in Russia over the weekend. Last weekend we saw Anthony Yarde give a very kind of a brave performance, but he also had his moment in that 8th round where things could have been a lot different. But ultimately, I think a little bit of lack of experience, shall we say, maybe played a part in the eventual stoppage from Kovalev. So yes.
100%. That's all it was. The lack of inexperience and the experience of Kovalev that made him weather the storm when he was hurt and managed to come back and show true champion grit and determination to do that, because there's not many people that could have maybe pulled it off unless you'd been here. What was that, 16 defenses of a world title? That was his, and that was Anthony Yarde's first attempt. So I mean, I think Anthony Yarde was getting beaten to the punch all night. The jab was the key. The jab was the difference in that fight. That jab was a magnificent weapon by Kovalev. He was jabbing to the stomach, he was jabbing to the chest, and he was jabbing to the head. He was doing 1-2-1, which was a good shot for him. And he just started busting up Yarde, you know what I mean? I think they ran out of ideas a little bit, you know what I mean? He was trying to throw that check hook a lot, and it weren't working. And I feel like maybe they ran out a little bit of ideas. But, you know, for me, I think he done wonderful. I think he put on a good performance in terms of your first world title defense. You've gone there and you've gone to Russia, you know what I mean, in the Lions Den, and he stuck in there. He took some real punishment, and in the 8th round he nearly pulled off the unachievable. He nearly pulled off a magnificent win of a world title. So, you know, he's got to give himself a pat on the back. I just think he needs to go back to the drawing boards. There's a few adjustments that he possibly needs to make, and I think he'll be in the mix with some of those boys around there. What
do you think about the criticism that Anthony, and in particular Tunde's had since the fight?
You know, Tunde is very outspoken, you know, so because of the stuff Tunde said, when you're in that predicament and you lose, there's a lot, you know, backlash is going to happen. You're going to have a lot of egg on your face, as it would be. But you know what, listen, Yarde is a head of a prospect. He's still got a lot to give in the light heavyweight division. There are some animals in there, but I think he's still got a lot to do. Tunde, he's never going to stop being outspoken. Do you know what it is because he criticised Ward, because he criticised a lot of people, that's where he's getting the backlash from. I think that was maybe a little bit too far when you talk about Andre Ward, the son of God, who was undefeated from 12 years old as an amateur, won everything, Olympian. Then he's gone on to be a professional fighter, won everything, and was so dominant. And then you're talking about, you know, Yarde being better than him and is going to do. Yarde may still go on to be better than him. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. But what I'm saying is, you've got to give these guys who are ahead of you and before you the credit they deserve, because, you know, as he knows now, and he's found out, when you're in there, it's very hard to continue pulling off and making those adjustments to win. If he was able to, you know, maybe pick better shots, or if he went to the body earlier, what I've done a few interviews with talking about, if he went to the body earlier, I think he would have had a better result. Once he started going to the body, you saw the effect it had on Kovalev. I think 7th round when he started was way too late, you know what I mean? But listen, give him credit, he's gone in there, he's put on a performance. I think what he needs to work on is a little bit more of jabbing, because obviously he was getting out jab and he didn't have an answer for that jab. He didn't give nothing to negate Kovalev's jab. I know Kovalev's jab is a world class jab, but he should have been trying to maybe, I don't know, double jab or jab with him or something, because he just couldn't unsettle the rhythm of Kovalev's jab, and that was the telling factor in that fight.
I know we were talking off camera a moment ago, and you were saying about aside from the Lomachenko-Campbell fight, a fight a little bit has gone under the radar here. Yeah. Is the Povetkin fight with Fury, which is a very interesting fight, and this is kind of Hughie Fury's Matchroom debut, where it's normally kind of accustomed to like a welcome to Matchroom kind of fight.
A carpet roller.
But this is not one of those.
It's just been really, really low key. So I mentioned it today in my podcast because I feel it's not getting enough traction. What I'm looking at is, I think we've got to give credit to Hughie for coming and taking such a hard fight, because Povetkin is a beast. You know, and we saw him in there with Joshua. He cracked Joshua with some great shots. Joshua managed to weather the storm and get him out of there. But he's a former Olympian. He's a former world title holder. He destroyed Pulev and got him out of there. Hughie lost to Pulev. So, you know, when you weigh up the odds, you'd assume, well, he lost to him and he beat him, he'd lose. But it's quite interesting, the matchup of style of fights. Fury's a very good boxer, moves, flicks his jab, touches and moves well around the ring. Is it going to be enough for him to stop the pressure of Povetkin coming forward and putting that pressure on him, slipping off the line and throwing that big left hook and in the right? Listen, I don't know. I think it's an interesting fight which people are going to want to tune in and see. And it might be one of the dark horses on the night, you know what I mean? And it might be better than people think. Because I know Hughie sometimes has that aura around him that he stinks the place out because he doesn't engage as much. He's not really a big puncher out that way. So let's see. I think it might be interesting. You know what I mean? But Povetkin's going to come to do some, you know, he's going to do some damage. But he's 39 now. You know, is he going to grow old overnight? Is he going to be able to catch up with Hughie when he's boxing and moving all night? I don't know. We're going to find out Saturday night. But it's an interesting matchup for me.
It certainly is. I'm not going to ask you any questions about Dillian Whyte's ongoing case, because I know that you can't talk about it. It's not that if you want to, you can't talk about it. So I'm not going to ask you about that, but I will ask you how he is at the moment.
He's good. He literally phoned me as I was walking in. He's fine, he's chilling. We trained this morning, we did some boxing, and he's just ticking over, you know, keeping his mind off things. So yeah, you know, there's not, like I said, I can't really go into it anymore.
I understand that.
But yeah, that's it. He's well, he's training, he's keeping his mind occupied, and hopefully, yeah.
But I should imagine he just wants the situation resolved quickly.
100%.
Yeah.
As we all do.
Absolutely. All right, Dean, thank you very much for talking to Eiffel TV, and say hello to Heavy D, my old mate.
Yeah, I will do.
Top man, thank you, mate.
Cheers, yeah.